Hey everybody, it's Mr. Oaks again, and today we're going to talk about graphing an equation. Now, just like when we were writing an equation, in order for us to graph an equation, we really need to have our slope and our y-intercept. And also, just like writing an equation, I have a little template for this to help us out. It's pretty much the reverse of what I did in our writing an equation video. So basically what happens is when I have an equation, when I need to graph from an equation, I need to break it down in a way that I'm able to figure out very easily what is the slope, what is the y-intercept. And if you remember in our writing an equation video, I told you about the template, m equals b equals y equals mx plus b, y equals blank x plus blank. Well, when we're graphing from an equation, we already have the y equals blank x plus blank filled out. So we don't need that. But I can kind of reverse that template to help me find my slope, m, and my y-intercept, b. So I have three examples here, just to show you a couple. Really, after one, you should be able to understand it, but sometimes repetition is okay. So I have here y equals 3x minus 4. So once I see that I have my equation and I'm going to graph, what I'm going to do is, underneath this, I'm going to write the general slope-intercept form. That's our y equals mx plus b. So underneath it, y equals mx plus b. And you'll notice I lined my y up, I lined my x up, so everything else is lined up nicely that we can figure out what's our slope and what's our y-intercept. And then I'm going to write m equals b equals. And now it's as simple as, oh, look here. Here's my m, and it lines up with that 3. So my slope is 3. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to write it as a fraction. And if we remember, any whole number we can write over 1 to make it a fraction. So 3 over 1. And I'm doing this because the top number, since it's positive, is going to tell us that we're going to go up 3 every time we go to the right 1. But we still need our beginning point. We still need our starting point, our y-intercept. Well, I just have to look above the plus b, and I have it, minus 4. So my starting point is going to be at negative 4 on the y-axis. Remember, this is our y-intercept. So I need to go to the y-axis, my vertical line here, my vertical axis here, and I need to go to negative 4 and put a point. So 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, here's negative 4. So I'm going to put a nice point right there. And then I need more points. So what I'm going to do is from this point, I'm going to count up 3 and to the right 1. And I can do this as many times as I need to. I could do it once, I could do it twice, I could do it till I fill up for going left to right as many times as I need to. So what I'm going to do, 1, 2, 3, 1. There's my next point. If I wanted to, I could draw my line right now. I prefer to put as many points as I can to make it a little easier for myself. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. If I try to go any higher, I'm going to kind of go off my graph here. But I can even go in reverse. So I can flip these two arrows and basically say, if I go down 3 from here, 1, 2, 3, I'll go to the left 1. And there's another point. 1, 2, 3, 1. And notice, you can kind of see already, since I put so many points, that this is a straight line. Now, I have my big protractor here that I could use to draw a line. But honestly, the more points that I have, the easier it is for me to kind of draw this freehand. You really should use a straight edge, so a ruler, giant protractor, edge of a book, a folder, anything that's got a straight edge, which is why it's called straight edge, to then draw your line. So I'm going to go boom, 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 pretty straight. And that's my line. Now, usually in high school, they then want you to write the equation somewhere near the line so they know, well, this line represents this equation. So y, let's try again, y equals 3x minus 4. So this line represents the equation 3x, y equals 3x minus 4. Okay? There you go. There's one. Let's do another one. Here we have y equals 1/2 x plus 3. This time we have a fractional slope coefficient. We know it's the slope because it's in front of the x variable. Our slope is always in front of the x variable. But I'm still going to put the template because you guys are still learning. So I'm going to go and I'm going to write y equals mx plus b, m equals b equals. And again, my slope is the number that's in front of the x variable, the 1/2, which is telling us each time we go up 1, we're going to the right 2. My y-intercept is the number at the end that is either being added or subtracted. This is a positive 3. So my beginning point, my y-intercept, is 3. So I go to my graph, I look at my y-axis, again, it's the vertical, it's the up and down, and I go and I count. I start at the origin. 1, 2, there we go. There's 3. And now I use my slope to get my next points. I'm going up 1 to the right 2. There's my next one. Up 1 to the right 2. Up 1 to the right 2. Up 1 to the right 2. And again, I can go in reverse. I'm going to go now the opposite. If I go down, I'm going to the left. Down 1 to the left 2. Down 1 to the left 2. Left 2, down 1 to the left 2. I'm going to make this line purple. And again, if I look, because I did all those points, I can already see that this is pretty much a straight line. If I notice that one of my points is kind of off, or my line kind of curves, then I know I did something wrong. Usually what I'll see students do with this is they'll do, they'll start off going up 1 to the right 2, and then they'll do something like they'll flip it. And all of a sudden they're going up 2 to the right 1. And all of a sudden it goes from a straight line to angling right up. It's free-handed again. Oh, a little bit off there. A little bit of a bump. But again, I can see that this is a straight line. I'll write my equation. Y equals 1/2 x plus 3. Not too bad, okay? Then again, we're not getting any weird y-intercept. All these y-intercepts are nice. If I do get a weird y-intercept, I hope that my scale for my y-axis is going with that. Like if I have like a 2.5, oh well, hopefully I'm getting half increments for my y-intercept, my y values. Okay. My last one here. I think I'm going to move up. Oh. There we go. Yeah, much nicer. Y equals -3/5x minus 2. So I have a negative slope. So now I should already know in my head, I should be saying, when I do my points, when I look at my line, it should be angling down as it goes left to right. So I got to remember that. If I notice that my slope is going up, then I'm doing something wrong. So y equals -3/5x minus 2. Okay, well, let me do the template. Y equals mx plus b, m equals b equals. Okay, well, what is my slope? It's the first number. It's the number that's in front of the x variable. Most students will then also accidentally put the x variable in with the slope. Don't do that. The x is not part of the slope. It's just the number. So I look, I got my -3/5. -3/5. This is going down down 3 every time it goes to the right 5. And my y-intercept, my beginning point, is -2. So again, I go to my origin, which is where the x-axis and the y-axis cross, and I'm going down 2. Negative is down on the y-axis. So 1, 2. There's my beginning point. I'm going down 3, 1, 2, 3, every time I go to the right 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I look, I can't go another 5 to the right, so that's not going to work. So I'm going to go backwards. This time now, because I started off going down and to the right, now I'm going up and to the left. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't go any farther this way. But I'm looking, and those 3 points look like they're straight to me. Okay, so green this time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from this point. Let's see if I can do this freehand again. A little off, little off. But there we go. There is our equation, There is our line for y equals -3/5x. -3/5x minus 2. So again, as long as we have a way to organize our information, it's going to make these things a little easier, a little simpler. We can still make mistakes, miscount the number of spaces, things like that. But that's less likely to happen if we know what we're looking at. I hope this was helpful. I know that a lot of students get a little freaked out when it comes to graphing, but it's really not that difficult. Not if you take the time to organize what you're doing and then pay attention to what you're doing on the paper. I'm Mr. Oaks. I hope this has been helpful. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.